Hello, you guys. Do y'all remember how thin my ass used to be? I literally was able to take my hands and I could literally do this and get all the way around. But now I'm juicy juicy. I eat that. Hey, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is Christabel, the original Power Ranger princess. But on this channel, I'm Princess Power Ranger. Ah, you guys. I just wanted to make hopefully what will be like a short video. Um, Somebody in my comments section asked me about dating sites, which dating apps I've used, as a trans person. And I've used a couple, and I've actually met some of my closest friends on some of those dating apps. The one dating app that I used for a couple of years is called Transgender Date. It's like a Filipino dating site. And yeah, I met a couple of my ex boyfriends there, and I made a couple of friends. With that dating site, to be honest, I think one of the challenges that I faced was just how heavily a lot of the guys would fetishize you know? It's nice in the sense that, when you're a transgender woman looking for a man, you don't have to pay to sign up. It's free. The guys are the ones who pay. And I used to love using that dating app because it allowed me to talk to guys from all over the world, to connect with different types of guys that I would not have met otherwise. So that was always really, really cool. Um, but I think, it's not so much the dating app itself. I think dating culture in and of itself has changed so much since 2020. And we're all so different as a result of it. The internet really has changed us. And I'm not sure if it's for the if it's for the best. Um, I've had a couple of awful run-ins with a couple of guys on that dating app. Um, but that being said, I'm also very short-tempered online. I'm like a keyboard warrior. So dating apps, although they allow you to connect with people from all over the globe or even meet people in close proximity to you, um, you don't really you don't really connect until you've actually met the person, I feel. I met my one ex-boyfriend. We're gonna call him Mark. He was from England at the same time that I met this other Italian guy. Tell me why these two men come to South Africa at the same time. And obviously, I met my ex Jimmy on that dating app, and just a couple of friends and stuff. Um, so overall, my transgender date thing, that's been an okay app. When I was living in Thailand, after my breakup, I got onto a dating app called Thai Friendly. Now, Thai Friendly, similar to my transgenderdate.com, um, the girls don't have to pay to sign up. It is the men who pay. And y'all, that place is wild. That is where girls go to find their clients. That is where Johns go to meet they're the women of the night. On that site I found um the guys tended to be more aggressive, a lot ruder. I mean, I've been called everything under the sun just for rejecting certain guys. Um, Goodness. I found a lot of MAGA supporters on that site. A lot of MAGA supporters. I actually met a guy that I went on a date with who was like this huge, like, right wing MAGA supporter, and that date did not go well. On that site, I find that I just argue with the guys a lot, and I think because it's a Thai dating app, let's just be real. A lot of guys who do go to Thailand specifically go for schmeck tourism. You know what I mean? They go to to hook up with some strange in Southeast Asia. So Thai friendly, not really the best app, and the guys that I've talked to on there have all been like super weird. Super, super, super weird. Super weird. It's almost as though when they get on that specific dating app, their mind goes into holiday mode and they're deciding which girl to pick from Pattaya. Pattaya is a city in Thailand. So, Thai friendly, no bueno. No bueno. No bueno. No, not for me. The other one, like, I mean, I've been on Tinder, but Tinder, honestly, I always felt Tinder was just like a hookup app. So I've never at any point in my life gotten anything serious from Tinder. The only I have hooked up with a couple of guys from Tinder. Two of them were DL and they were so hot. There was the third guy, the one kickboxer who didn't know I was trans, and that was a whole thing. Because with Tinder is not a transgender dating app. And when you're on Tinder, it's very, very different from the trans dating apps in the sense that on the trans dating apps, people already know that they're dealing and talking to transgender women. Whereas on Tinder, most people are just scrolling, and if you have like hot pics, people are gonna match with you. And only later on, once they start talking, they go through your stuff and they're like, oh, this girl is trans. Now, I was on Tinder heavily back in like 2018. And at that time, I was still early in this chapter of my life where I started passing or trying to live as stealth. And being on Tinder sometimes triggered a lot of my insecurities. I remember when I was on there, um, I definitely got, like matches and stuff. But when I didn't mention that I was trans, baby, it quintupled. The matches went by five. Like, I was like inundated with messages. And I remember, like being sad a little bit about that because thinking, if I was just cisgender like every other girl, then my prospects in meeting someone or someone taking me seriously would be so much higher. Um, but I eventually went back to putting, that I was transgender, and still on Tinder when I would put that I was trans, the only guys that would really message me were, you know, guys on the DL trying to hook up. So I was on Tinder and Bumble, Tinder and Bumble, Tinder and Bumble are like one and the same thing. You know what I mean? So I've had pretty much the same experiences. And the other dating app that I've been on, Grindr, girl. Now, like initially, for many years, I just assumed that Grindr was a place where, it was for gay men looking for other gay men until I found out that a lot of trans girls and bisexual guys and I swear half of Grindr is DL on the down low. And like they'll be like straight guys or guys specifically looking for trans girls, and I realized that my prospects of actually meeting someone who was not only okay with me being trans, but specifically, like was intrigued or loved that about me. I know that's a brass way to sort of say it, but yeah, I thought like on Grindr it'll be a lot better. No, Grindr is literally, I think, because it was set up for people just trying to have an immediate random hookup. The types of people you would meet on Grindr, yikes! They're like it was just giving like desperate for schmeggles, desperate for itlof, desperate to get your freak on. Um, and the guys there were always so thirsty. And for me, like, part of the reason I can't, or rather choose not to have random encounters, is because I actually form emotional connections with everyone that I'm intimate with. And it's kind of like I hate that because it means that I can't just be intimate with a person once and like there is like those feelings linger for me. Y'all, if I wasn't like that, I would have girl, I would have made so much money being a 304. Like, let's not even play. But often with the dating apps, I'm always left feeling the same regardless of how many messages I get or how many people try to be sweet or how many people try to reach out. It feels so disingenuous, so not real. Like it almost feels as though like when you text these people on these apps, all that endless texting only leads to, I don't know, you then texting the next person and the person after that. And eventually it feels like you're just texting one guy. Like, Conti. It's a bunch of them. So, dating apps, I gave up on. I kind of gave up on dating apps because I always felt so unfulfilled. I think maybe because my last relationship was everything that I wanted and so much more. And my ex-boyfriend was so amazing. It feels like everyone that tries to come after him isn't even playing second fiddle. They're way back in the parade, doing far less than he ever did. You know what I mean? So, I hope that helps. I know there are tons of transgender dating apps just all over the internet. But for me personally, if I meet someone, I kind of want to meet them like at the library, walking down the street, like at the dog park. Something unique, something special, something. There was this one time, gal, the one who got away. Remember, I was living in Thailand, and I was back in Chiang Mai, cold, chilled, whatever. Now, I was miserable that time. I was miserable. I was sad. I was depressed. And just before I left, I decided I wanted to go see the Chiang Mai Doll Museum. So I went there, and it was a mission getting back because I end up losing my phone. I have to go get it back. The guy ends up driving me back to Chiang Mai. It was a thing. It was a thing that I don't want to get into. But, anyways, I digress. After I go to the Doll Museum, I'm in the city center of Chiang Mai, like in the old town, and I decide, fuck it, let me just have something to drink at Weatherspoons, and like, it's been a long day, I'm irritated, I just want to drink and chill. Tell me why I start drinking Long Island iced teas. Cool. I'm chilling there and I meet this girl from the Netherlands. Her family is originally Eritrean. We hit it off and we're like keen, we're drinking, I'm having a second. We decide to go and drink some more. Um, at this like in Chiang Mai they have this like live music place and this like open bar called Zoe's. So we go to Zoe's, right? We're sitting there and we're drinking. Mind you, I have like my laptop bag with like my Barbie dolls. Yes, I travel with my Barbies. And like random shite. We're talking, we're having fun. She gets this bucket of alcohol. All I remember is dancing. There were these guys sitting behind us, and one of them was half black and half German, I think. All I remember is dancing. Next thing, I'm on the other side of the city with these random gay guys, and I realize I don't have my bag. Where is my cell phone? This is now the second time I'm losing it in the same day. I'm like sad. Then I'm somehow transported magically. I black out. Transported magically to Zoe's. And the guys who were sitting behind us, that the guy who's mixed, the one who's half black and half German, um, he basically, I don't know, he starts taking care of me and he's all like, oh, let me take you home. We get in his car. We're both under the influence. My goodness. This is a bad story. But anyways, he manages to get me to my apartment and he spent the night. Nothing like happened that evening. Um, but I woke up in his arms and there was some stuff that happened and we talked and stuff and he had to head back and I needed to get ready for the day and I never took his number. And even though like I hate random encounters like that, if I'm gonna have one, rather it happen like that with all of the adventure and the thrill of like not me sitting texting someone, hey, how are you? I'm good. What are you doing? I'm online. How's the search going? No! I want flames, drama, passion, like all of it. So I'm not a fan of dating apps. I'd actually be more impressed if I'd be more impressed if with so many other things. I wouldn't say what I'd be more impressed by, but with so many other things outside of a dating app. But when you're starting out and you're in transition and it's still early days and you're living in a small town and whatever, dating apps, yes. The one I would suggest, girl, just transgender date.com. Like, either way, all these dudes are the same person on the dating apps. And maybe, just maybe, you might actually meet somebody fantastic. Anyways, I have talked. I hope you have enjoyed my video. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Auf Wiedersehen and bye.